Volodymyr Zelensky visited frontline positions of the Ukrainian warriors in the village of Robotyne. Good afternoon, this is Henry Keane, and yet another attempt by UATV English to bring our truth in easy terms for the whole free world directly from Ukraine, as usual. Robotyne is a town by the main road towards Russian-occupied Tokmak city to occupied Melitopol, one of the key logistic hubs for Russian forces in southern Ukraine. Let our president himself to put it in easy terms for you.
It is an honor to be here today to support you and award you. You have such a difficult, decisive mission of our soldiers to repel the enemy and win this war. I wish you this victory. I wish you to do everything to make this victory faster. I wish you to be supported by your family, friends, and all citizens of Ukraine. All sane people in the world understand that you have the most difficult job, and all Ukrainians are proud of you.
In particular, Zelensky awarded the Cross of Military Merit to the commander of the reconnaissance platoon, Senior Lieutenant Andriy Olshansky. Zelensky also awarded soldiers with the Order of Bogdan Khmelnytsky and the Order of Courage. Robotyne was occupied by Russian troops in early March 2022. The village was liberated by Ukrainian soldiers in August 2023 during a counter-offensive operation in Zaporizhzhia. Fierce fighting has been going on near Robotyne for several months. This settlement is located close to the contact line, on it practically. While at the forefront of the 65th Brigade, the president also was informed of the operational situation by the commander of the Zaporizhzhia operational group, Volodymyr Gorbatyuk, in particular, and held a meeting on the security situation in the region in general. During the said meeting, both representatives of the military command and heads of law enforcement agencies reported to the president. The Ukrainian forces continue to conduct offensive operations in the Melitopol front. Our units have to face heavily mined areas and well-built enemy fortifications. Let me just remind you, dear sofa-sitters and peace lovers of this best of all possible worlds, that if them F-16s would be here in Ukraine a year and a half ago, this war could have been over by now. So all those who like to chat about Ukraine that does not want peace and etc., well, Ukraine craves nothing but peace. But in Ukraine, what you are offering is nothing but an appeasement in the Kremlin, you see? And one more thing, no matter what is happening and where, we all tend to believe that we know the hard truth about it. But this hard truth, in easy terms, is only those who actually are living in the epicenter of the events know the truth. So, to learn the truth, Zelensky went to the very front line, and many times. And what about Putin? Yes, that is exactly what I meant. Lovely news! Ukraine has already sunk a fifth of Russia's supposedly invincible Black Sea fleet. Before the large-scale invasion, it contained 70 ships. Julian Röpke, a German expert in analyzing open data of the Bild pub, stated this. As Röpke notes, in the spring of 2022, the Black Sea fleet of the Russian Federation consisted of 70 vessels. Since then, Ukraine has destroyed 13 of them, and the headquarters building just by the way. The publication adds that Russian propaganda called the fleet invincible. But since the destruction of the cruiser Moskva, that, I quote, forever departed from the shores of Ukraine, things changed drastically for Russia. A Twitter user, Konstantin Khokholenko, published a visual infographic detailing the losses suffering by the Russian Federation in full-scale war. The Black Sea Fleet has already lost 20% of the ships. Historian Jan Behrens from the Vladrina European University in Frankfurt-on-Oder told Bild publication that Ukraine's successes in the fight against Russian warships show, I'm quoting again, the lack of modern technology and the unprofessionalism of Russian sailors. Oh my God, who could ever imagine that, right? That should have been Putin's biggest secret, or not?
If you look at history, Russia is not a significant naval power. The country's strength has always been its army, not the navy. This also applies to the Black Sea, where they sank part of the fleet in the Crimean War of 1854 and after the Revolution of 1918. Jan Behrens, historian.
Well, in easy terms, explosions are generally heard more and more often in Crimea. as Ukrainian defenders conduct dozens of operations on the peninsula and in the Black Sea, destroying Russian bases, warehouses and ships. In October 2022, maritime drones of the Security Service of Ukraine, SSU, attacked ships of the Black Sea Fleet of the Russian Federation in Sevastopol Bay, damaging, in particular, the Admiral Makarov frigate. In general 2023, SSU drones struck missile carrier Samum, missile carrier Pavel Derzhavin, SIG tanker, amphibious assault ship Olenigorsky Gornyak, damaged the tugboat Nikolai Moore, the latest reconnaissance and hydrographic ship Vladimir Kazitsky. On December 26, 2023, the Ukrainian Defense Forces attacked the sizable amphibious ship of the Black Sea Fleet of the Russian Federation named Novocherkassk in the Feodosia region. The head of the main directorate of intelligence of the Ministry of Defense, Kirill Budanov, said that the defense forces of Ukraine are capable, if necessary, of striking the enemy in any part of the Crimea temporarily occupied by Russia. In addition, on January 18th, a Russian patrol ship of Project 205P named Tarantul sank in the temporarily occupied Sevastopol of the Crimean Peninsula. In a cherry of the top, or better said, bottom for you, on the night of February 1st, Ukrainian scouts destroyed the missile boat Ivanovets of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. Its value varies from approximately $60–70 million. Well, what can I say? More to come, Comrade Putin. Oh, you are going to love this. On January 31st, Russian dictator Putin expressed a desire, I quote, to shift the line of contact and to create a so-called demilitarized zone to, I quote again, to protect Russia from Ukrainian strikes. Oh, ain't that just lovely? The elderly dictator is a bit tired, but of what? Could it be because 100,000 Russian invaders in Ukraine dead by now, you think? Well, then you think wrong. Comrade Putin is ready to kill way more Russians. He doesn't care at all, and Russian nation is at all okay with that. So what was it then? Well, Alexander Musienko, the head of the Center of Military Law Researchers, assessed the statement of the Russian dictator, suggesting that Putin is likely trying to find justification for the continuation of the war against Ukraine. With all due respect, wrong again. For all the havoc and destruction the dictators bring to this world, for all the murdering and massacres, they need no justification. Their own ill will is a justification enough for them. So in easy terms, all Putin says these days, it is just an attempt to say something, to make the world hear him and talk about him. That is what the Soviet Tsar is craving, you see, the world's attention, because his actual plans did not change a bit, and the world sees that all right.
Russian dictator Vladimir Putin has not changed his goals regarding Ukraine. If Putin is interested in demilitarization, it should start with those parts of Ukraine where Russian troops are present. Matthew Miller, U.S. State Department spokesperson.
The Institute for the Study of War noted that Putin's announced goal to advance the front line is vague and practically unattainable as long as Ukraine can conduct military operations. Well, Ukraine can and will. So Soviet Tsar should have been more careful in his wishes. As Alexei Danilov, Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine, said, if Putin wants a demilitarized zone, he will get what he wants. Russia will become such a zone after Ukraine's victory. Thank you so very much for watching. It was Enriquino in UATV Studio, bringing, as usual, the hard truth in easy terms, and I hope you like what we do for you. So if you really do, please help us in return. Like, share, subscribe. Help us to deliver Ukrainian voice worldwide and to make it be heard. And let us know what you personally think in the comments below. We appreciate that a lot. Stay safe and tune for more. See you tomorrow, folks.